was still very quiet. Nobody on the plane started screaming. It's at that point that you heard the flight attendants, they were doing this chant, you know, feet on the floor, knees together, head down, hands over your head. They kept saying it over and over again. The flight attendant in the back, I don't know if anybody saw 60 Minutes, but the one that still won't put her uniform on, and you know, she had a rough way to go back there. She was up doing something in one of the overhead bins. I don't know if they've got oxygen in those rear overhead bins or something, but she was standing up at one point because I could see her. Between the time he said that and the time we hit the water was 45 seconds, and so I assumed the position. You know, I thought about Amy and the girls.
Yeah, I know. I feel
They've heard this before. And so the lady next to me reached over and she, you know, I was in the middle, so she grabbed my hand and that was fine. And then she took her other hand and she reached over and she shut the shade. And I'm sitting there like this, and I said, you know, do you mind opening that back up? Because I really want to see, you know, I want to be prepared for whatever. I mean, at that point, you really didn't know what was going to happen. You know, I didn't think we were going to hit any buildings. I heard some of the passengers think it was terrorists. I didn't think about any of that stuff. I just knew we were going down somewhere. You know, I think a building or anything like that would have been catastrophic at that point. But so she opened the shade back up, and she said, "I will, but I'm going to close my eyes." So you know, I was looking out the window. I mean, I was down like this, but I was looking like that, and at that point, you could see sort of the. At that point, you couldn't see the tops of the buildings anymore. You could see, you know, the bottoms of the buildings, and the river's wide enough there. You could see water. I guess that's when it sort of clicked in my head that we were going to land in the water. And the last thing I remember seeing is water shooting by the window, like a big spray of water, sort of like if you ever been on a speedboat or something, and the water shooting up in the wake. It wasn't underwater, just a lot of water rushing by. And then I don't remember anything until I remember being, you know, standing up in my spot. That's the next thing I remember. Yeah, there was, you know, if anybody watched the 60 Minutes or the thing on Discovery Channel, the people in the front of the plane said it was really no worse than a hard landing. And I've been in some hard landings over the years, and the people in the back of the plane said it was violent and it was awful. And well, I was an 18, which is closer to the back than the front. I mean, it was pretty hard. You know, it was a pretty hard smack. What I remember more was, you know, I don't remember standing up or taking off my seatbelt, was how fast the plane stopped. Because you know, I've heard 160, 180. I don't know how fast we were going, but the plane stopped really fast. And my seatbelt,